For many, the Bible is not just scripture, but a comprehensive guide to life, a code of ethics, and in some ways, a concept for governing the world. This ancient text contains stories, teachings, and prophecies that have inspired, comforted, and guided millions of people around the world for centuries. In this review, we will look at how the Bible can be seen as a basis for governing the world and life, providing specific examples and interpretations. Ethical framework. The Bible offers a system of moral and ethical principles as the basis for building a just society. The Ten Commandments are a prime example of such a system. Honesty, honoring parents, and prohibitions against killing, stealing, lying, and envy form the basis of morality accepted in most cultures of the world. In the context of governance, the biblical principles of justice, mercy, and love of neighbor provide a model for creating a harmonious society. Management and power. There are stories in the Bible that illustrate different models of government and authority and their consequences. The story of King Solomon, who sought God for wisdom to properly rule his people, shows that true leadership requires not only power, but also wisdom, justice, and concern for the interests of his subjects. On the other hand, examples of tyrants and unjust rulers, such as Pharaoh in Exodus, illustrate the impact of cruelty and selfishness on society. Social justice. The Bible strongly advocates social justice, that is, the protection of vulnerable populations, widows, orphans, and the poor. Proverbs encourages us not to be indifferent to the needs of others, but to share with those who are in vulnerable situations. These principles underlie social policies aimed at reducing inequality and creating conditions for equal opportunity. Principles of life. The Bible also contains guidelines for personal growth and self-improvement. Parables such as the prodigal son and the Good Samaritan teach forgiveness, compassion, patience, and perseverance. These stories inspire us to overcome adversity and strive for better. Further reflection on the Bible as a concept of world governance and the order of life brings to mind specific aspects of the Bible that have influenced cultural, social, and individual attitudes over the centuries. Influence on culture and art. The Bible has had a profound influence on culture, literature, art, and music. The works of great artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Rembrandt were inspired by the Bible. Literary masterpieces such as Dante's The Divine Comedy and John Milton's Paradise Lost are deeply imbued with biblical symbolism and morality. These works influenced the worldview of an entire generation and shaped shared values and codes of conduct. Economic and social principles. Biblical principles are reflected in economic and social policies. For example, the idea of the Sabbath as a day of rest dates back to the biblical tradition and formed the basis of the modern 5-day workweek. The principles of tithing and charity contributed to the formation of ideas about social responsibility and support for those in need. Influence on legislation and education. The biblical principles of justice and equality before God laid the foundation for the development of ideas of human rights and democracy. Many of the major laws and legal systems in the West draw inspiration from the biblical imperatives of justice, fairness, and protection of vulnerable populations. In education, the Bible has long been used as the primary textbook for literature, history, and morality, fostering shared cultural and ethical guidelines. Personal growth and enrichment. On an individual level, the Bible serves as a source of inspiration for self-realization and personal growth. Biblical parables and teachings teach us to value life, strive for high ideals, and develop compassion, tolerance, and respect for others. These universal human values help people find the meaning of life, overcome difficulties, and achieve harmony with themselves and the world around them. Conclusion. To summarize, the Bible is a profound and multifaceted text whose influence extends far beyond the religious sphere. The Bible presents management concepts and moral and ethical principles that are relevant in today's world. The Bible encourages the pursuit of justice, love, and wisdom, and serves as a model for personal growth and the betterment of society as a whole. Regardless of religion, the lessons of the Bible are the foundation for building a more just, compassionate, and harmonious world.